So my second really interesting elephant experience of note was the one you saw here in Borneo. We had traveled for hours and hours and hours to film the last elephants in Borneo. There's, I think, 40 members of this herd left. Maybe it's actually a little more now because they've been doing some work with them. But we never, finally we were giving up. I mean, it was leeches. And I remember, you know, I don't have a problem with leeches at all. But this guy that we worked with, he's called the camera assistant. 2 days into the Borneo shoot, doing stuff with some cobras, filming some monkeys, filming all sorts of stuff, filming sea snakes. He tells me, he goes, "Jeff, can I speak to you?" I'm like, "Sure, what's up, Michael?" And he goes, "I don't like animals, and I don't feel comfortable around them." Wow, that is an interesting career choice you made, didn't you? Spent 6 weeks in the jungle in Borneo, you know? And so he was terrified of animals. And here we are in this jungle, and it is, I mean, it's got to be 100 degrees Fahrenheit and 100 degrees humidity as the day is long, and it is a miserable but stimulating environment. And, you know, I'm just in my shorts and my t-shirt, and everyone else is dressed to be comfortable, and he is so scared of the leeches and everything that he's actually wearing a flannel shirt. He's buttoned to the top, and he's duct taped the sleeves. He's got like big garden gloves on, big gum boots on, and a big sort of floppy hat. He just looks like sort of like Ray Bolger from The Wizard of Oz. And so, you know, and Pierce, you know, my good friend, cameraman that I've worked with a lot, you know, we always play jokes at each other. And the first thing you discover in Borneo in the rainy season is that leeches are everywhere. And they're just really, for an analyst, for this simple worm, they're really a miraculous creature the way they're designed. They sit twig-like on the very drip tip, the very end of a leaf. They wait patiently. They're like, "Not yet. He looks pretty good, but he's too fast. He smells so deep, you know." And they just wait. And then they just take this leap of faith. And they bing, 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 bing. They sort of slinky their way down into your shoe. They pass through the fabric of your sock without tearing your sock. They get in it. I'm not talking go up and down. They go right through it. They worm their way through. And they attach on. And within about an hour or two, they go from, you know, twig inchworm, tiny little thing size, to big night fat crawler size as they fill up, you know, on about 9 cc's of your blood. And it's not painful, so you don't feel it. So I used to play a joke on Pierce. Pierce is really big, giant feet, like olive oil feet or alligator feet. Very attractive guy, as you can imagine. What I would do is, as we were watching, I'd carefully pick up the little leeches, and I would sneak behind Pierce, and I'd just throw them into the So we'd stop like every 10, 15, 20 minutes, every half an hour, whatever, and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I got one here. Oh, gosh, look at that one right there. I'm getting that off there." I'm like, "How you guys doing?" The guy's like, "Oh, I got one too." And you hear Pierce, like, "What did I got here?" One foot without the leech was like size 13. The other one was like a ladies-bound Japanese princess. Like hanging leeches. How did that happen? Salt or something? When that happens. So we were there, went to film these elephants, and it took us forever. We finally were giving up. When all of a sudden, we had this sensation. The sensation, at least I did, that you're not alone. That sort of the weird little actor who sees dead people sensation. And I looked up, you know, probably, you know, higher than this by 1.5 feet, and I saw between this snarl of vegetation this saucer-sized, shiny brown orb, just focused in, pupils just really dilated in towards us. And then we noticed another, and another, and another, and another. And hope maybe you saw this episode. This was actually our first episode with Animal Planet. And we realized that that whole time, probably for 6 or 7 hours, 100 tons of elephant, 20 plus animals were with us. Some of them never more than 15, 20 feet away from us the whole time. Here we are lumbering with machetes and whimpering and complaining. And here these things weighing 10, 15,000 pounds or more are just moving through the vegetation without cracking a twig. And of course, that's when all hell broke loose. When the young elephants became bored with just watching us, and what they started to do was actually push us towards the females with the cows, with the calves, and they started getting very defensive, as any mother would. So what came from this moment of discovery, this great storytelling moment, to this terrifying moment, as exhaustion set in, an hour or more later, we're still trying to get away from these elephants, and they're still toying with us, playing. The young elephants were, anyways, the teenage elephants. And I remember this kid, Michael, the PA, and I just, trying to manage this scene, trying to get out of it, and I just hear this, I'm like, what the heck is that? I got elephants, I got twigs snapping in there. And I look at him like, Michael, are you crying? Are you actually crying? You're a 28-year-old man, and you're crying in the jungle? He goes, I'm not crying, I've got bug spray in my eye. I'm like, dude, you know what? And I looked at him right there and I said, dude, you are acting like the first person who gets killed in a horror movie. Then, I think for me, my favorite elephant moment was a number of years later. I had the opportunity, and I've done this a couple of times. This was the first